Alright guys, welcome to the final chapter. This will be all about runtime manipulation, and now we finally have a look into the maybe most amazing framework out there regarding to this topic. This framework is Frida, and Frida, you will see why it's that amazing in just a few sections. Frida is available for many platforms, so you can use this on Android, iOS, Linux, Windows, and maybe more. I'm not sure about this one, but the developer keeps pushing this further and further, which is also pretty amazing. Alright, we have already seen Frida in our certificate pinning approach. So within the framework objection, which is based on Frida, we could simply patch away the whole certificate pinning of this application. Okay, so here we have our components. We've got the smartphone, we've got the client, which is the laptop, and we also got the Java virtual machine, the JVM. This Java virtual machine is managing the whole Java code. For example, if you write an application, our app in Java, then all this code, these classes, methods, instance, variables, these will be all held in the JVM. The JVM is running on your smartphone. So your Android device has this Java virtual machine and stores all the application code in there. Now, if you're using a class in our application, for example, the activity class or the integer class, the string class, then all these classes getting loaded from this Java virtual machine. So this is a very, very important factor on our smartphone. And this is now the amazing part with Frida. Frida is hooking into this JVM and we can perform any runtime manipulation we like. So we can dynamically change the code in there, it's freaking amazing. So you will see this in a moment. And for now, let's see what do we need for Frida. So Frida, the way we are using it, consists of two components. We've got the server, and this one over here. This is running on the smartphone. And we also got the client, which is running on the client, in our case the laptop. And these two components, you can think of this right now as a debugger. So if you're playing around with GDB, you also have a GDB server. That's the one running on the smartphone. And we've got the GDB client, which connects to the server. So the server needs to be installed on the smartphone, but this is just a binary. The amazing part with Frida is that we are not requiring root privileges, so it makes it a lot easier, and we start by having root privileges, but we will learn later on how we can use Frida without having root privileges, but that's a step later on right now. Okay, back to this topic over here. So we've got our server running on the smartphone and we've got the client. Okay, so now's the question, how can we communicate with these instances? And there are two possibilities out there. One of them is JavaScript and one of them is Python. And normally, yes, I would definitely prefer Python, but the backend system of Frida has been also written in JavaScript. Therefore, I like to stick to the JavaScript approach. And we will do this in this course over here. Do not worry about this. I'm not a JavaScript expert and you do not need to have essential JavaScript skills. I will provide you everything you need to know. Alrighty? Okay, so now we know how the client and the server are being connected. And the backend of the Frida looks as follows. The server is now hooking into the process we are providing in the client. And this one over here. And this one is done also on a JavaScript approach, as already mentioned. I guess now it's Quick.js and before it has been the V8 engine, but this might also change in the future because this framework, even after 5 or 6 years, it's being heavily further developed, which is the most amazing part of this framework over here. Okay, so now the server is hooking into the Java virtual machine, and this is the point where all our code is. So the server can now modify or change the code at the runtime. This is now the memory holding this code, and we can change this in memory, which is freaking amazing. And so we get access to those classes, methods, instance fields, variables, whatever we like over here. We can also change base functionalities like, for example, the random generator in this smartphone over here, at least for our applications, which is, okay, stop with the hype, we will find this out in a moment. Alright, so that's the base structure, Frida in a nutshell on a very high level. Alright, so that's all for the quick introduction regarding to Frida. In the next one we will start installing this framework and then we will also see our first scripts we are going to write in Frida. Therefore, I'm looking forward to see you there.